Some people were saying, and what's the difference in the color of the belt? You'll go to a lot of dojos and you'll say, well, what color are you? And they say, well, I'm a blue belt. I'm a green belt. And you'll ask them, so what do the color of that belt mean? Oh, it means I'm a 6th Q or a 5th Q or whatever their Q is in their ranking of their martial arts. And I asked them, I said, well, yeah, I know what that means, but Q means below black belt. That's what that means in Japanese and Okinawa. What I asked them, no, what do the color of the belt mean? And they'll say, well, that's the color of the belt that you get for that rank. No, the color of the belt has a significance. Take, for instance, white belt. White belt stands for the pureness of the art. When you first come into learning karate or any type of martial, and I say karate because I teach karate, you're learning the pureness of the art. You shouldn't have anything hidden. It shouldn't be any black spots or dark spots in your life. You should come with an empty mind and a pure mind. And white stands for purity. Yellow stands for the rising of the sun. It means that you're starting to rise in this art. Yellow belt is usually after white belt. Then some schools have like orange belt. If you notice, orange belt is just like the color of the sun. As soon as it gets bright yellow, it burns so long till it gets a little orange. So orange and yellow belt is similar to each other. You're starting to catch a fire, as you would say in this art. You're really starting to come up as you go to your second belt, which some people have orange belt. Blue belt stands for the highest you can go in the sky and the deepest you can go into the deep blue sea. Reach as deep as you can inside of you to pull this art out, and reach as high as you can go in the sky into this art. Green belt stands for being on the top of the soil. You're starting to get your footage and you're starting to plant your feet. Purple belt means that you're starting to put your whole heart and your spirit into it. And if you notice, if you look at your veins, especially if you're Caucasian or you're really, really light skinned, if you look at your vein and your blood, sometimes your blood looks purple, deep purple, when you start to work out a lot and your vein starts to pump a lot of blood. So the purple belt usually stands for you really getting into the depth of things with yourself, of training real, real hard. Brown belt means that you've actually put your feet down into the soil and you have started to grow roots now. And when you start to grow roots as a brown belt, sometimes people have to put a root really, really deep into the soil. So they have 3 levels of brown belt. You don't change the color of your belt, but it's like 3 different levels. You start at 3rd Q, then you go to 2nd Q, and then you go to 1st Q. That means you're getting stronger and stronger to the top of the soil. Then as black belt, some people say, well, you're a black belt, you're expert. No, you're not an expert. What black belt means is this. You've taken your first journey into this darkness. You don't know where you're going to end up in it. And saying that is this. It is not the degree, it is not the belt that can fight for you. The only thing that makes you legitimate with your belt, whether it's black belt, green belt, brown belt, purple belt, orange belt, is you as a person. You have to be able to uphold that belt. Not so much you have to be able to whoop everybody at that level, but you have to conduct yourself and uphold yourself as a green belt, white belt, black belt. Because if you don't, people will read through you and see that you're not legitimate. And that's the reason why people need to take their time and learn martial arts the correct way. Because if you don't, you're going to pretend and fake with yourself. And down the line, people will find out that you're faking it.